Hello Taurus, Taurus Rising, and Taurus Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting August 7th, 2017. And a quick reminder for all of you guys out there, remember, these weekly horoscopes are intended to have the astrology portions talk about the relevant energies of this week that come and go this week. Alright, I know a lot of stuff is happening in August, all kinds of eclipses, retrogrades, and things like that. And a lot of it is covered in the monthly astrology horoscopes for August. But I don't want to be a copy and paster astrologer, so I don't want to have, I don't want to talk about the eclipse in the monthly astrology horoscope video, and then come back next week and talk about the eclipse in a weekly astrology video. I want to give you new stuff every time. So just keep that in mind, and again, those are available on their own playlist on the main channel page. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on this week in your astrology that begins and ends this week? Well, we've got a couple of really nice angles going on Thursday and Friday. We've got Venus and Mercury in a gorgeous sextile between your third house of communications, pacts, and promises, as well as your fifth house of love and romance and your relationships with your kids. And there may be an opportunity to actually strengthen the bond between a friend and a lover that may have gotten a bit frayed. Or if you feel like maybe your social life and your partner's social life are starting to distance from one another, maybe people aren't getting along very well. We often see with Venus in the third house helpful people, helpful neighbors, helpful friends, helpful relatives, siblings, and cousins mostly, because it talks about your generation. There may be even somebody of that nature kind of stepping up and helping to make a lover or even a child feel more secure and at home. If you've been dealing with troubles with somebody that you've been dating, somebody you're in a relationship with, you may actually find that a third party speaking up, or possibly even a third party helping you out with the perfect kind of advice, and things starting to actually go really smoothly with all involved. We also have the Sun in Leo in your fourth house of home and family, forming a gorgeous connection to Jupiter, currently in your sixth house of work, reputation, your schedule, and this seems to be a really nice connector for some kind of new financial arrangement coming into the home front, or expanding on the profitability of a household situation that you are currently in. Whether we are trying to bring down the rent so everyone makes more money, whether we are finding tenants for a place that we are renting out to others as the landlord, or possibly even finding out that a home project or a home-based business is suddenly, there's an opportunity to maybe even raise your own funds from it, or raise the prices that you put on it, because, the market is moving in that direction. We also see with the Sun in the fourth house and Jupiter in the sixth house, like there is some kind of boost to your work reputation based on a project that you take home. And if you have anything that you're submitting at the end of this week, it's going to go extremely nicely when it comes to the people you need to make an impression on. So what's going on with your cards this week? Alright, for your spiritual advice, we got the card of the Swan. And again, I mean, a lot of this card, yes, we do think of, say, like, the ugly duckling wasn't an ugly duckling after all, it was a beautiful swan. But the Swan, I always want to remind people when I get this card, is the Swan is sort of like this deck's death card. It does indicate transformation, alteration, as well as, transmutation in a sense. The Swan is a symbol of, actually going through that transition, or actually going through that turnover in your life with grace, and actually allowing something that needs to go, that is absolutely necessary, absolutely a hold up to the environment that you want to be in. What is keeping it from being the environment you want it to be? Okay, whether it's the home environment, your social environment, your work environment, the environment that you spend with family or at school. What is going on with the Swan is basically saying this week is all about accepting with grace, that a transition, or coming to terms with something ending for the better. And you may actually be grateful for that ending. A lot of you may actually be so grateful for that ending. And some of you may, feel that because the way our society programs us, endings must be bad because end means bad. Not always. That's like people saying tough is bad. Tough is not bad either. So this week is going to be very nice. Something's going to be taken off your plate. you know, you just got to be able to let it go. For your Earth sector, when it comes to work and finances, we do have the Queen of Swords reversed. And there may be some difficulties going on at the office this week, in spite of all the good that's going on. The Queen of Swords reversed does indicate some conflict with personnel, or possibly a client or a customer, it's actually very personal. Okay, the Queen of Swords reversed can often indicate somebody who has a bit of an axe to grind. And when I'm looking at the Queen of Swords reversed, I'm wondering, okay, is this somebody that maybe we did something to piss her off and we didn't even know it? But one of the things about the Queen of Swords reversed that you've got to pay attention to, though, is that it's not time to lay down and try and figure out what her problems are and send her love and light. Sometimes the best thing that we can do in this situation is actually stick up for ourselves and make a point. You know, because the Queen of Swords reversed usually does indicate somebody who's, again, acting out and projecting, and, you know, and perhaps some of their habits are quite destructive. This may be a problem on your team. This, again, may be a problem with somebody that you're working with. You may have to say, I can't work, I reserve the right to refuse service to anyone, and I will not work with this person again, and send her on her way. You may have to do something like that this week. Again, let it go. This could be somebody we worked with for a while. Whatever money or whatever security we got from her presence, no matter how unpleasant, will come back from a better person, and probably in greater quantity. For your... and she could just as easily be male, but I was holding a queen, so of course I went to female. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the King of Wands reversed. And this week could be, you know, have its fair share of frustrations. It looks like we're kind of having a bit of a problem with two key people, the Queen of Swords reversed, the King of Wands reversed. And when I see the King of Wands reversed, I always have this issue with somebody who just doesn't show up. Somebody who bails at the last minute, somebody who has a bad tendency of flip-flopping in their words. You know, when I see the King of Wands reversed, yeah, sometimes I'm looking at a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, somebody with a lot of those qualities in there. This seems to be somebody who is, they're a bit of a flake, they're a non-committal kind of flake, and if you're counting on him or her as a member of your friendship group, your family group, or whatever, to kind of do their part, do the part that they took on, do the role that they made for themselves, this may be a week where we have a lot of frustrations either replacing them, or, actually, maybe with the Death card, I think, you know, well, not the Death card, the Swan card, maybe it's time, maybe the lesson here is to, hey, if we've decided to give somebody who we know is not right for the job, they're not good at it, oh, let's give this person some responsibility and maybe they'll shine. If they do want it, they will shine. If they never want it in the first place, we got to recognize our failure to utilize expertise correctly. I think there may be something that you have to take off somebody else's shoulders because it was never meant to be there. And, you know, this is coming around somebody who just has a bad case and never showing up. Or somebody who bails. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Five of Pentacles reversed. This actually is a really good card to have as a challenge. Even though it's reversed, you know, some people are very superstitious about reversed cards. I don't recommend it. The Five of Pentacles reversed, you know, usually does indicate accepting help, accepting replacements, accepting improvements, you know, that are going to be given to you this week, alright? Accepting replacements that are truly upgrades, alright? When we have the Five of Pentacles reversed, we're seeing voids getting filled. We are seeing instead of trying to fix that, you know, that old computer for the umpteenth time, you may actually find out that another one's just being handed off to you and it's better, it's more modern, and it's all together. You know, it's a situation like that with the Five of Pentacles reversed, and your challenge is to make sure that, you know, we do kind of let go of our attachment to something that we've become accustomed to always fixing, or always doing damage control over, or always overcompensating for. Because again, that void will be filled if you will allow it to be there. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Six of Cups upright. This could be a very nostalgic week for a lot of you Taurus people. In fact, there may be an opportunity to reconnect with somebody from childhood or from younger days, I guess you could say. And if you're single and looking, I'm not sure if this is like, I don't get the, for some reason I'm not getting the vibe of like an ex. I'm not going to rule it out, but I'm just thinking of somebody that is, you know, a part of our roots, a part of our childhood, and then there could be somebody through this reunion that could actually bring the opportunity for love and romance. And you know, because I'm seeing this sort of bringing us back, you know, and this could be bringing us back to 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but there's a reunion or reconnection being made this week. We also have, for those of you who are currently coupled, again, a reunion of some kind seems to be doing very nicely for the relationship that the two of you all have. Maybe the two of you are really happy to find that an old friend of the couple, or, you know, like an old couple friend, is coming back into our space. And maybe the two of you were always a part of the same social group. Maybe you and your partner are going to spend some time reconnecting with the group or the gang this week, you know, bringing all of those people back together. There's a very harmonious kind of energy. Again, almost, again, working with that, with the Swan and with the Five of Pentacles reversed, that recovery, the transition. Again, taking action when it comes to having the perfect environment that we want to have around ourselves in order to flourish. Not just having an environment, but owning it as well. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.